Hello again, welcome back to the channel, glad you could join me. Today I wanted to talk about Castle Perilous by John DeChancie. It is the first book in the Castle Perilous series. Castle Perilous is about a castle. Big surprise there, right? Castle Perilous exists in a multiverse, and it is at the nexus of various realities. In fact, the castle has 144,000 doors, and each door leads to a different reality. Some of the doors are stable, meaning that if you open the door, it will always show you the same place at the same time, that kind of thing. Some doors are random, and they will deposit you somewhere in a new reality and then disappear. And the only way that you can then get back to the castle is to figure out where the door is, where it has moved in that reality. There are several characters in the book. Looking here at the cover, you can see a couple guys playing golf with a dinosaur caddy, a dinosaur in the background, a big hairy monster thing with a battle axe, and then a young woman and a young man. The young woman's drinking a soda, a fountain drink, and she's eating a hamburger. Earth is one of the realities that Castle Perilous is connected to, and the door on Earth is very unstable. It will randomly appear, and people will randomly walk through and be in Castle Perilous, and then when they turn around, the door is gone, and they will have, whether or not they can get back to Earth is a different story, and whether or not they can get back to where they came from on Earth, again, a completely different story. Anyway, the Castle Perilous is ruled by a wizard. His name is Lord Incarnadine, and he is a powerful wizard because he is the ruler of the castle, and therefore he is able to draw on the power of the castle itself. Now, this is a fantasy series where we have castles and magic and all that kind of thing, but because it's also a nexus to realities, there's also a certain amount of science fiction that is going on here, because some of the worlds that are connected to Castle Perilous are more futuristic, more sci-fi. The main character is not Lord Incarnadine. It is actually a human named Gene Navarro. He came from the real world. He was a college student. He was transported from Earth. And one of the interesting things about going to Castle Perilous, not only do you find that you can communicate to anyone in Castle Perilous, regardless of what their native language is. The castle, being magical, why not make this convenient and be able to talk to everyone? But it also bestows on the people of the castle magical abilities. Jean becomes an expert sword fighter without having picked up a sword. It's something the castle provides him with as far as a skill to be able to successfully navigate the castle. The castle itself is called Castle Perilous for a reason. It is not that it is actively trying to kill you, but there are dangers. You could open a door and find a monster that's come through from a different realm. There are traps and things in the castle to keep invaders out. Things like that that the denizens of the castle have to deal with. So the castle invites you in as a member of don't know if I want to say staff or family or exactly how to phrase it, but the castle invites various people into to be members of the castle's crew, and if that happens, it tries to protect you from the various perils that you could befall, but only if you are actively trying to defend yourself from those perils. So there's a certain amount of agency that the castle gives you to help you help yourself kind of thing. Anyway, Gene comes to the castle. He meets Snowclaw, which is that monster Yeti creature there. And they become fast friends. He also meets another human named Linda Barclay. In the first book, as I said, we meet Gene. We find out about some things that the castle does and is known for. There are actually a couple other characters here on the front cover playing golf. Those are, if I remember right, we have Cleve Dalton. He's the guy in the background with the glass in his hand. He's a retiree, and he's just basically he retired from life. I don't want to say he retired from life. What I want to say is retired from his life on Earth, ended up in the castle, and just like, this is good. I'm enjoying myself here. And then you have Peter Thaxton. He's the one who's actively taking the golf swing. He's very competitive at sports and takes the opportunities he can to indulge in his competitive nature. So anyway, Gene comes into the castle, and that is how we as the audience are introduced to this world and to the castle itself. And then we have the plot of the book where there's another wizard. His name is Zalman, and he's trying to usurp the castle from Lord Incarnadine. It is a very powerful magic entity, and whoever rules the castle has the ability to control vast amounts of magic, because you are at the nexus of realities. You are there to make sure that the realities don't bleed into each other, and at least too much. And you're there, and it is your job to kind of oversee this. And so you are gifted with a lot of abilities because you are master of the castle. And Zalman, being a megalomaniacal conqueror, wants that power for himself. So it then falls to Lord Incarnadine and the other denizens. Mainly, we've got Jean, Linda, Snowclaw, and some of the others that are there in the castle that are defending it from Zalman and his forces. I very much enjoyed the Castle Perilous series. They're written with humor. They're written with that kind of swashbuckling type adventure. There's also the magic that's involved, and with everybody having a different ability granted to them based on their personality and their nature. It's interesting to see what the author decided to give each character as far as their special abilities. And then on top of that, not only are they given special abilities, but how they then use those abilities to defend themselves and their friends, and how they become a tight-knit community regardless of the fact that some are human and some are not. It's a very, very fun book. It has some danger, so it's not like everything is it's very much in the same type of vein as some of the earlier Discworld books. They don't delve into the ridiculous as some of the later books did, but they inject that humor into the situation, which it's a fantasy world, and you have this lighter tone while you still have that threat from whatever the big bad evil guy is trying to do at that point in time. Very interesting, very good read. I highly enjoyed this. As I said, this is the first book in the series, and I enjoyed the series. And one of the nice things about the series is as you progress, the author what he does is he switches the main character. So in the first one, Gene is mostly the main protagonist that we follow, because he's getting used to Castle Perilous. He's getting used to how the rules of the world work where he is. And so we as the audience are following him along, and he's our surrogate in this world, making it so that we can understand and move along with him and learn things as we go. But once we've learned kind of how the world works and how it's put together, we then get other books in the series where, say, I do know that there's at least one book in the series where Lord Incarnadine is the main character. We follow him around. Anyway, that's it for today. Let me know if you've read any of the Castle Perilous series, specifically for this video, whether you've read Castle Perilous. Let me know what you've thought. Let me know whether you liked it, whether you didn't, and what your thoughts are on that. As always, like, subscribe, share, all that other stuff. And thanks for watching, and enjoy what you're reading.